Subscribe to Winning Mindset channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update. Establishing a good restaurant is something which many people think once in their lifetime. But due to lack of clarity, many people don't put their ideas into action. Some people do start a kind of a street food shop, but they also face problems in increasing more profit in that business. Now, if we have a closer look on above scenario, there are two kinds of business routes in this food selling business. One is establishing a good restaurant and other is establishing a good street food shop or a small restaurant. So this video will help both category people to grow their business. So the first thing you need to have is you decide the concept of your restaurant. Basically, at this stage, you should give more dedicated time as it is going to be the blueprint of your business. You must create a good theme of your restaurant. Our advice to you while deciding the theme of your restaurant is you should always decide it based on the geographical location and the customer centric topic. The interiors must be in sync with your restaurant theme. You also need to keep other things in mind before deciding the concept. The major thing you should analyze here is the amount of capital you have for investment. The APC or average price per customer will give you a fair idea about the average amount of money a customer would spend in your restaurant. Number 2 is getting investment for your restaurant. This is a major issue which almost everyone faces while starting any business. I would suggest you that depending on the concept of your restaurant, you must finalize how much capital is required to start a restaurant in India. Because when you have the numbers, then you can go with below 3 ways to get funding for your restaurant business. Number 1, self-funding. Now if you have enough money in your bank account, then congrats, you have crossed a first hurdle of opening a restaurant. It is also a good idea to open a restaurant in partnership as it reduces the risk of investment. Number 2 is loan. You can take a loan to fulfill your restaurant dream. However, getting a loan from a bank may include hassles as they always look for collateral or someone who can underwrite the loan. Number 3 is VC or angel funding. Now getting investors on board can be difficult, especially if it is your first time for asking funding. Investors usually look for your restaurant venture's growth potential, quality and scalability of your business model. The performance of your first few outlets is taken into consideration before one agrees to invest in your business. Number 3 is evaluating all restaurant costs involved. Restaurant costs are very important and that's why needs to be evaluated and planned carefully. Below are the significant costs involved in starting a restaurant business. Number 1, food costs. It is the cost of all the raw materials used in preparing a dish. Ideally, the food cost should be around 30% of your menu price. You should finalize the vendors for sourcing the raw materials beforehand to ensure a smooth supply of stock ingredients. Number 2 is the labor cost. It is the second most important cost. Hiring the right talent and retaining them is one of the biggest challenges while running restaurant business in India. Hiring through referral is very well accepted, but if it is your first time opening a restaurant business, then you can hire through traditional way, that is setting up an advertisement and contacting the hiring agencies. Now there are 3 types of staff required in a restaurant. Number 1, kitchen staff. It comprises of the cooks, food preparation staff, support staff, etc. They will mostly be in unskilled labor. Number 2 is service staff. The waiters, housekeeping staff, busboys, etc. are your service staff. Since they have to interact with customers, they need to be good at communication and must be trained appropriately. Number 3 is the management staff. Your restaurant's manager, chef, cashier, store manager, etc. are included in this category. They need to be educated as well as experienced. So based on the above information and your own restaurant business concept, you can select the staff and their cost at your end. There are some overhead costs as well, like rent cost, kitchen equipment cost, license cost, marketing cost, and etc. Now, number 4 is designing a stellar menu. A smartly designed menu can make a significant impact on your restaurant's food cost. The menu should comprise items that can be presented quickly and use local and readily available ingredients. It is advisable to serve dishes that use similar ingredients, which will help you reduce your overall food costs and scope of generation of waste. The menu also needs to be designed in a way that lures the customer to spend more. You should decide on the cuisine that you want to serve and choose the menu items based on the customer demand. Number 5 is host a soft opening. These are wise options for restaurant because it will make you aware of all kinds of flaws in your concept. Before formally opening your doors and revealing your dishes, you can test your goods and services on the consumers, take their feedback and make necessary adjustment. It could be a practice run for your restaurant which will help you determining demand, creating a buzz and fixing all flaws in your menu. To get most of the soft opening, focus on getting feedback, improving your service and responding to the marketing database and expanding your marketing database. So I hope you got a basic idea for starting a restaurant business. If you like this video, please subscribe this channel to get more updates from Winning Mindset.